Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this week's episode of Wednesday Preppers, where we take a look at the in-game news for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius that came out yesterday, and actually look at it today because I was a little too busy yesterday to record a video on Tuesday. So here we are on Wednesday doing our thing, and the sad thing about that is that there's not even that much to talk about, so it's amazing that I had that little time. But here we are on a Wednesday, and we're going to talk about the two pieces of content that we are getting for this week. Super thrilling. We're going to start with this one here, start of a long journey. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. And actually, is it start of a long journey first? Nope. The first one we're going to talk about is the actual interesting one, which is Hope Fighting Darkness. Hope Fighting Darkness is this piece of content here. It's the Silver Crown battles for Onion Knight, Neovision's Onion Knight. And that is to get some interesting stuff for him. Now, the enemy you're fighting is Xande's clone. It is a human. It has no weaknesses or resistances. You can use all the breaks you want on it. And it is limited to Final Fantasy 3 or Blessing of the Crystals characters. And so what's cool about that is, since it's not Final Fantasy 3, which has historically really bad units in it, we can take some Blessing of the Crystals characters, and we're going to take a look at those in just a second to see what you can maybe bring that might help you with this, based on the information I have on the screen here. This boss does lots of AoE magic. One AoE physical on turn 1, and some fixed magic damage that happens later on in the fight. So basically it goes like, you need magic tanking and Mirage on turn 1. He's going to use Meteor and a bunch of magic on turns 3 through 4. And then he's just going to repeat. He's going to do magic on turn 2 as well. So it's like magic and Mirage, and then magic tanking, and then magic tanking, and then it's just going to repeat the fight, you know, on that 4-turn rotation. So let's take a look at what you can maybe take with you for Blessing of the Crystals and Final Fantasy 3 units. This is obviously not an exhaustive list, but I'm going to go ahead and sort out my characters based on Final Fantasy 3. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and add in Blessing of the Crystals, and we're going to use any of the selected. And there we go. And let's start out by talking about magic tanks, right? So let's go to my my filter here and just turn on magic tanks. Where are we? Magic tank. Here we go. Because we know the boss does lots of magic tank, and there's really only two that I have access to, and that is the new Elena, and then the Zizat. So if you've got Zizat or Elena, that's probably going to be where you're going to go. Zizat is a magic tank, obviously, and so he's going to be our budget version. But if you've got the new Elena, Eternal Radiance Elena, she's obviously going to be better as a Blessing of the Crystals magic tank if you're going to be taking a magic tank to this fight. And then that should take care of most of the damage that you deal with. But if you, you're not sure how to deal with the Mirage, you can use 10,000 Needles. There are lots of ways you might be able to get Mirage on your party. So let's take a look at some damage dealers then, specifically ones that do good damage against humans. So let's do attackers and mages against humans, and lots of options, right? So we've got Richt, of course, who's probably gonna be the best way to deal with this fight. You could also bring Kelger. You could bring Machina. You've got regular Neovision's Elena, and the old school Neovision's Awakened Elena, potentially good options to bring for easy ways to buff Human Killer, because this Elena can buff Human Killer, as can this one. Lots of ways to get that on the party. Kelger, though, is a nice option because he does have that buff. Where is it? He's got Mirage, so you can deal with that on turn 1. And then he's also got Lupine Howl, which buffs Human Killer 130% for 4 turns, as well as an attack buff, an LB damage buff, and buffs up his own damage for his limit burst. So Kelger honestly could be a really easy way to take this fight on, potentially helping you deal with the Mirage on turn 1 or later turns if you really need to, as well as just being a solid DPS for a free unit. But honestly, us whales are going to be taking Richt. And maybe Dolphin players would take Neovision's Elena or Neovision's Awakened Elena for Human Killer buffs and things like that. So lots of ways you could maybe go about that. Bring your best breaker, bring your best tank, and bring your best DPS. Probably pretty easy to take this out. I don't foresee any problems, honestly. The other piece of content that we're going to get is the start of a long journey. So start of a long journey is just your standard farming event, box summon event, or whatever you want to call it. The final boss of it is a human enemy Garland, has minus 50% lightning, wind, and light resistance. You can use all the breaks you want. Big question for this event: where's Neovision's Awakened Warrior of Light? Where's the other Neovision's Awakened characters that we're supposed to have for this event? These are good questions that you should be asking, because you know, we're not supposed to be skipping content anymore, according to what they told us about Xyle. So either these are going to be delayed, which is weird because this is the event that they belong to. If you look at the Japanese wiki, you can see that these NVAs that should be here are supposed to get a bonus. They're either delayed or they're skipped and they lied. So one of the two, you tell me. But yeah, lots and lots of NVAs you could bring to this, though, like, because you could bring NVAs from Final Fantasy 1, 2, or 3, which is kind of nice. You should have a full bonus party, no problem, for this because of NVAs, right? As far as content goes, that's really it. But as far as other stuff goes, the other thing that they did announce here is that they are doing a live stream on Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific. This is for, you know, probably gonna be the upcoming Clash of Wills and Halloween unit. No surprises there. And yeah, pretty cool. As usual, we're gonna be doing a beige carpet review for this, and that should be coming out Sunday night as soon as we're done with it. And we'll have a lot of fun talking about it, as we usually do. And what I'm realizing, or not remembering, is you know, this, I think it was either the Halloween one was the first one or the second one that we ever did. It's one of those two. But I remember Halloween Halloween might have been the first one we did when Lilith came out. I would have to go back and look, but it's either the first or the second one that we ever did of the beige carpet reviews, which means we've been doing beige carpet reviews for a year, which is crazy talk. That's exciting to me. So I'm excited to keep going and doing these beige carpet reviews whenever we have a live stream, just because they're really fun chats to have. And it'll be exciting to see what comes out on Sunday. So as far as getting ready for all this human killer content, you know, I've joked about this before, that human killer is like the easiest thing in the game to gear for. This week, this is all we have is human killer that we need. So as far as human killer rewards go, if you really want to dig deep, you can get the Cross Aigayan arm from Scorn of the Machine of Destruction. You could also get the Thorn Mace Plus or the Thorn Mace Plus Plus from Scorn of Antinola, True Murasame, Mask of Ashura, Miramaza, Man-Eater Sense, and the Elnath Trials Mankiller Plus. Or you could go crazy to get like Xeno of the Beta Star's Searing Ember Katana, Guy's Belt, which you can farm using get just using Star Quartz, Narine's Trance Saber, Weapon Specialist from Wild Rose Furion. Hey, speaking of Wild Rose Furion, we are getting his NVA, which is cool, unless you're like me and recently fused all your Wild Rose Furions together to get STMRs because you're running out of inventory space. Oops. So hopefully, you know, I'll be able to, I can still get an NBA Furion off of what I have in my reserves. But like I said, I have been fusing STMRs lately to make room for new units. From what I understand, Sarah and Evoker are both kind of like dumpster tier units. Not excited. You know it's a good banner when they give you one for free at the end. They always put, you know, crummy units on these. So yay. You know what? She can wear the buffer tag and the healer tag. So that means that she can wear the Crimson Furosode. Awesome. And Evoker is literally just a mage. Apparently the STMR is kind of cool. And the TMR is okay. Yeah, I mean, whatever. And then Furion's not really getting any updates. No changes to the TMR or STMR. He's just getting into NBA. So awesome, I guess. Yeah. Human killer, right? Go get your human killer. To me, the most exciting thing of the entire week is honestly gonna be this right here. This is me like the highlight of my week in terms of this game. So much so that because there's really only one thing to do, since I don't stream my farming for the box summons. The only thing to do is the one Master Crown fight for the Onion Knight, and because there's only that to do on stream. I'm actually planning on taking the week off from streaming. I'm not going to stream the Final Fantasy 3 event on Thursday. So I'm just going to enjoy some other things. Yeah, it is what it is. You're only gonna give me one thing to do. That's gonna take like 5 minutes possible. 5 minutes tops. Like, you know, I'll do that at home. I'll find something else to do instead of streaming. Hopefully we'll have more to do next week with Halloween, and Clash of Wills. Maybe we'll see. Maybe, you know, let's figure out live what the bugs are during Clash of Wills. Woo, exciting times. But I will be curious to see like what comes out of last month's Clash of Wills in the live stream, like what kind of discussion comes up and what kind of like feedback comes up from them, and just seeing what they say about it, if anything at all. Just big given the feedback that we all, you know, had about last month's Clash of Wills. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see it. But yeah, we'll mainly be seeing you Sunday for that, as opposed to live on Twitch tomorrow, which yeah, not gonna just stream the Onion Night fight. It's just not enough to really do. I got other things to do if that's all they're gonna give us. So that said, you guys be good to each other, take care, get your human killer ready, and we'll see you on Sunday at the live stream in the beige carpet after party, you know, at the end. See you later.